The gateway to the chamber of essence. The trial of synchronized strength, unity. The final, most arduous trial demanded perfect synchronicity. They stood on a series of floating platforms, each requiring a precise step, a perfectly timed jump, or a synchronized movement to stabilize. Any deviation, any individual misstep, caused the platform to plummet. It was a test of their evolution from individual heroes to a truly cohesive unit. Adam's agility and tactical prowess shone, as she called out precise movements and anticipated obstacles. Karim's raw power and willingness to act provided the necessary force for leaps and pushes, but it was their collective trust, their ability to anticipate each other's needs without a word, that allowed them to move as one. Every movement, every decision, had to be in perfect harmony. A single moment of discord would have sent them spiraling into the void. Only upon passing these trials, after pushing their limits individually and as a group, did the path to the Chamber of Essence truly reveal itself. The very air shimmered, a sense of immense power and ancient presence growing stronger with each step, until they stood before an entrance that was not built but simply was a gateway to the higher realms, waiting to judge their worthiness. 7. The gateway to the Chamber of Essence. The brush of shoulders in the timeless now. The words hung in the crystalline air, not as a pronouncement, but as a resonance that expanded Adisa's consciousness. The ghostly, living tapestry of Lumumba shifted, and for a moment, Adisa's awareness stretched across countless dimensions, seeing the threads of fate not as a single line, but as a vast, probabilistic tapestry. He saw the potential for Lumumba's death, a grim knot in the fabric of time. But he also saw other threads, fainter at first, where Lumumba's words and ideas created ripple effects that echoed far into the future, a legacy. Suddenly, the space around them shimmered. The figures of light parted, and a new presence entered the chamber. It was not a grand, imposing deity, but a figure of profound humility and ancient grace. He was an old monk, his face etched with the wisdom of millennia, his ascetic form a testament to a life of unwavering discipline. This was Mahākāśyapa, a being of unimaginable power whose own journey had brought him to this very chamber for a different kind of negotiation. For a brief, ineffable moment, Adisa's mind touched Mahākāśyapa's. It was a brush of shoulders that transcended physical proximity. Adisa felt the weight of the monk's own mission, the cosmic negotiations, the karmic reckonings, the quantum leaps required to seed a new era. He understood that Mahākāśyapa was here to prepare for a new earth, a future where human consciousness was ready for the next great leap. Their paths, while seemingly disparate, were interconnected by a shared purpose to not just fix the past, but to lay the groundwork for a better future. Mahākāśyapa's presence was a living lesson. He did not speak to Adisa's team, but his quiet existence in this cosmic council space was an answer in itself. He was here not to save a life, but to ensure the correct frequency was set for a new era to begin. His mission was to seed resonance, not to intervene with force. 8. The collective voice of the chamber returned, now imbued with the understanding Adisa had gained from Mahākāśyapa's presence. The figures of light wove the living tapestry of Lumumba's life, not focusing on his assassination, but on the moments that would define his enduring legacy. The moment of words, the chamber showed them Lumumba, not as a victim, but as a powerful orator. It was not his death that was the historical flashpoint, but the profound resonance of his words, the call for true independence, for a unified Congo, for an African identity free from colonial chains. The insight was not to save him from a bullet, but to amplify his message, to ensure it was heard and documented in ways that could not be erased or twisted. The allies unseen, they were shown not just his enemies, but also his allies. Many were ordinary people, patriots who believed in his vision but whose voices were drowned out. The insight here was that Adisa's team must not only protect Lumumba, but also empower those around him. They must act as catalysts, strengthening the network of support that would carry his ideals forward even after his death. The symbol of sacrifice, finally, the chamber revealed a profound truth. To simply prevent his death would risk a different, potentially more disastrous, historical timeline. The legacy was intertwined with his sacrifice. It was his martyrdom that would galvanize a generation, inspiring countless others to continue the fight. The mission, therefore, was not to avert his fate entirely, but to ensure that his sacrifice served its highest purpose, to be a beacon, not a tragedy. The collective voice faded, leaving Adisa and his team with a new, heavier understanding. The King of Spades had been right. The difference between how to act and what to do was profound. They were not being sent back as assassins or bodyguards. They were being sent back as silent guardians of a legacy, as subtle influencers who would ensure that Lumumba's final, powerful message resonated across the world and throughout history, seeding the transformation of a new earth. They were given no weapons, no new spells, but a map woven not of land masses, but of consciousness. It was a guide to the opportune moments where a quiet word, a subtle act of empowerment, or the preservation of a crucial document could ignite a spark that would never be extinguished. The true battle was not with the men who sought to kill him, but with the forces of forgetfulness and historical erasure. 9. The gateway to the higher realms began to fade, and Adisa looked at his team, their faces reflecting the immense weight of their new mission. They had come seeking to save a man, but they were leaving with the purpose of igniting a legacy. 10. Page 9 of 10. One of 3,673 words. English, US. Editor suggestions, showing 90%. Fit. Give feedback to Microsoft.
And you still end up successful. You still end up more successful than if you would have taken a more traditional path like they did, like you have been told that you should do. A lot of people are running around, going through life, being told what to do and carefully following orders. They do what's expected of them, but there's something different about you. There's always been something different about you. You kind of look at the traditional path like, this is boring. This is shallow and pedantic. We don't really want to go on that path. We want to take the scenic route. We want to go about this in a different way. And then you go about things in a different way, and you end up more successful, looking good, feeling good, looking better and feeling better than your peers or your counterparts who came from similar situations, similar circumstances. They're around your same age, your peer group.
There's a total of roughly 150 properties that we manage. And that's a lot of people, a lot of family, a lot of kids.
As I move so elegantly, I raise my head. I feel the untapped energy touching me so brightly. I expand my iris. Rainbow colors in the mist. In my eyes, as it bounces off this mystical matrix. I see the bad wolf and he's coming. And I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow down my stick. So how can I fix and build my bricks and stack it like the pyramids? The hidden tunnels and cause I'm fed up of losing, and I know that's the rule. Sitting at a stool at a bar sipping some brewing. So I'm moving to infinity and beyond. So I'm cruising past the path that was chosen for me by the system of slavery. I studied the knowledge. Freedom is a state, a spirit of mind. The Buddha Vita. Realize what you want and put your attention on the object and elevate as we motivate. Moving quotations from what is heard to what is past felt to this present time. The omniscience, the omnipresence, I am relying to uncover what yet hasn't been discovered. This is ours, using the powers of the universe. You got a black He-Man on the burst. You got a true battle cat. And she's a Siamese twin, ready to bust and cross like Lara Croft, my soldierettes. You keep it up. You keep it locked. You never stop. They refuse to live in the new age. They're stuck in their old ways, like back in the days of Moses. Those that choose to see will live a life smelling like roses. Man, know thyself and you will know this. Know you own this. Know your soul's one of the oldest. That's why your DNA's one of the strongest. I feel like I'm one of the boldest to stand strong on my truth. If they take my life on the other side, I'll get a 21 gun salute.
Brat! Boom! Selector, oh my gosh. Diamonds.
Yeah.
Some of the hardest of lyrics I've heard you.
Yeah.
And that's old.
Yeah. It was you that came up with the Moses one.
With me?
Yeah, the Moses. And I just carried it on.
What was that saying about Moses?
What you said about Moses? Live in the new age. They're stuck in their old ways, like back in the days of Moses. Those that choose to see will live a life smelling like roses. Yeah. Man, know thyself and you will know this. Know you own this. Know your soul's one of the oldest. That's why your DNA's one of the strongest. I feel like I'm one of the boldest to stand strong on my truth. If they take my life from the other side, I'll get a 21 gun salute.
Boy, I didn't have the. I thought I had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, no, you did, yeah. You was the one that.
Some energies there, boy. It's like speaking through me.